club and act with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with me bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. Funny, laughing at my haters like you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things that had my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, the NFL's active leader in passing yards, Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, as they take on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday night.
Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. Throwing on first down is Brees. And it's hauled in by Ben Watson. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. A look at the numbers for Thomas from a week ago. Just a really crisp, clean effort, well over 100 yards receiving.
But didn't you feel like he needed a hug when we talked with him this week?
Oh, because he wanted the touchdowns.
He wanted the touchdowns. He was all depressed after that performance. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You were brilliant. He's like, yeah, but I didn't get in the end zone. He must have heard from the fantasy players on that one.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA and playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. These two teams, of course, met in the much-dissected NFC divisional round game a season ago, and they also met in the Monday night opener last year. And Adrian Peterson's return to Minnesota, gosh, that seems like a lifetime ago. It was actually Peterson's replacement, though, Dalvin Cook, who went for 127 yards in a 29-19 Viking victory. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitive.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're looking at the sideline, thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Josh Hill, his second touchdown on the season. So following the fumble, this offense will get another shot at it as they quickly head back onto the field. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Oh, the hurdle. Oh, and he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
Throwing now is Breeze. That's complete to Meredith. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Breeze. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Hill shedding the tackle, and that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara getting down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Breeze to throw. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route, it's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Breeze to throw for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. He's got his man. It's Brandon Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And he locates Josh Hill, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. The busy night continues for Kamara. Broken tackle. Open space inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On second down, here's Breeze. That's caught by Meredith right side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. On first down, Breeze. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The all-pro corner, Xavier Rhodes, there to knock that one away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that.
Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. And he'll let it fly in the direction again. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now third down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. But that's one step in the proper direction.
And he'll let it fly in the direction. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn as the first half is winding down. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. In on the stop there, Andrew Sendejo.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Now Breeze on third down. Out to his left. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big 30-yard play on third.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Going up top. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The all-pro corner, Xavier Rhodes, there to knock that one away.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. He is going to find Hill here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now Breeze. And he's got it. Coleman. Touchdown, Saints. Brandon Coleman. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Just 34. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Breeze going to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should be.
So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Coleman, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch.
Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues.
Here we go.
They go play action here on first down. Being chased out left. Oh, it's a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Breeze now to throw. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Linval Joseph in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sack's on back-to-back plays. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Back near his goal line. Here's Breeze. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Well, the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Now a fair catch called for and taken here, and that'll set up his guys in great field position. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
On second down, Kamara. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give the tackle there to Danielle Hunter.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Shotgun now for Breeze. He's going to wind up and air it out. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they...
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty.
Now, let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all your points, as a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shawty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands.
Kamara driving. Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, 2017 Offensive Rookie of the Year, Alvin Kamara. Fresh off a big performance a week ago, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the New Orleans Saints. With that, let's get over to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome with a call from New Orleans. Here are Brandon Gaudin.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it. Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Breeze now on 1st down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Breeze now. And an alley to run. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Throwing deep here for Coleman. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A give. This is Kamara. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Third and 11, and some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He's going to let this one go deep. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Throwing on first down is Breeze. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good completion. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football. And that's worked for the defense early in this game. And now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
On third down, it's Scott. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last two possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit, thanking him for that much space to rumble.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And he'll let it fly in the direction. And got his man complete. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. It's a big play there for the Saints. And even 40 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Breeze now on first down. And his throw here's incomplete. Aqib Talib, the veteran Pro Bowler, there to get a hand in, knock it away. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again, and that's caught inside. the 30.
There's obviously nothing shy about the guys dialing up offense here. They take a shot on third down, and boy, did they get rewarded, even though there was good defense on the play.
Here's Breeze to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they? When they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Samson Ebukam coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. On third and long, it's Breeze. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? Third and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. After an excellent punt, this offense in a tough spot down inside their own 5. On first down, Scott. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in this spot, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He's going to air one out. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Saints coming out now to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Breeze will try again on 2nd down. Going for the deep ball. He's got him in, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw is Breeze. Trying to lay one up deep. And he's got it. Coleman. Touchdown, Saints. Brandon. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Here's Breeze. And Josh Hill has it. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Coleman in the final seconds of the first half. Now following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. They'll run on first down. Scott. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Aaron Donald in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. A big play for the Saints on 3rd down. And even 40 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not...
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. On first down, Scott. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones in a first down.
And that's why defense coordinators always preach 11 guys to the ball. Because sometimes you have a missed tackle, but if you have a swarm of guys around, less room for them to roam even after the first missed tackle. In this case, tackle was missed, plenty of open field to get after that.
And some room to roam now. Escapes the defender. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. Give him 55 yards on the ground. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Now Breeze. Touchdown, and the New Orleans Saints put 6 up on the board. Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this 3rd quarter. They'll run on first down. Scott. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And that is incomplete. Nickel Roby-Coleman there defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So this offense will head back out there already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Throwing now is Breeze. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
6 yards puts them right on the doorstep, but now it'll be fourth and goal. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on fourth and goal. They go again with Scott, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Boston Scott, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Saints add on to the... So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. On first down, Breeze. Hill shedding the tackle. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill. His Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Breeze. Steps away. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Scott. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back in. And set as we resume play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Breeze is looking to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was the free safety, LaMarcus Joyner, that time, able to make the play.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Back to throw, Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete.
But there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be...
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long...
And now the kick is blocked. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day. And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one.
Ready? You waiting?
Drew Brees with a kneel down, and that ought to do it. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Saints, the win means they'll finish the first half.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all your points, as a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them. How to make it in America.
You have a big decision to make about one of your players.
Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shorty claims she a feminist. And her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, the NFL's active leader in passing yards, Drew Brees, and the New Orleans Saints take on the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, and the Cincinnati Bengals. With that, let's get up to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. For the call, we bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd, and they're all set as they'll match it. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action here on 1st down. That's caught. It's the rookie Traquan Smith. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Space to run past the 20. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won. And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. Breeze now to throw. And Watson has it right side.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Breeze going to try and throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Shotgun now for Breeze. And his pass incomplete. The veteran safety, George Iloka, there to break that one up.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Breeze going to throw, and he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Now Breeze. He finds Coleman. Brandon Coleman. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Coleman with touchdown number 8. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Breeze now on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. William Jackson with a pick. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. This offense respond. Their defense just gave up the touchdown. Now it's their opportunity. 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know, there's a quarterback in this league that's any good, that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Breeze now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. George Iloka, the one that comes up to make the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, they had that one snipped out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Breeze now. And Kim's got it. And down inside the 15 he goes. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the fourth down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His third. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. First target, first catch, and a first down. And the former first pick in the 2nd round of the 2001 draft doing his thing.
And the beauty of watching him play is progressions. Yeah, he can throw it deep, but how about his ability to hit secondary targets, underneath targets, and hits them with accuracy?
Now Breeze. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The linebacker, Preston Brown, there to knock that one away. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Drew Brees does it again. 3 first half. We pick it up 2nd quarter here as the offense gets ready for the drive.
Ready? We're waiting.
Breeze now on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
To throw is Breeze. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He'll air this one toward Coleman. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes. Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. He's up to 70 yards now in this first half receiving as he's got a 1st down. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
And how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him apart. Remember, he was a junior tennis champion, beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him be the great quarterback he is now.
Now Breeze. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now Breeze to try again after the pick 6. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The veteran safety, George Iloka, there to break that one up.
In most pass defenses, the guy playing safety has the ability to roam free and try and go to the football. But when you're in man, you've got to cover just like a guy playing out on the corner. Lock up on the receiver and go to the football. That's exactly what he did, batting that one away.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week, he was under 50%. He's under 50% again. Was the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. On first down, Breeze. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Chris Baker able to swap him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. Looking deep downfield. And he's got it. Coleman, touchdown Saints. 4 touchdown passes. Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this 3rd quarter. Throwing now is Breeze. Coleman has it here right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defense.
Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a pitch out to Kamara. And now running right through it. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And fortunate to get... So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. So after the INT, it's Breeze. And this is caught at the 8. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes down. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. They go play action here on 1st down. On the move to his left. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Coverage there by the former 1st-round pick, William Jackson.
This defense can use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or two shy of midfield. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Sean Williams that time in on the stop. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Toss play, Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a toss, Kamara left side. Dances by him, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Martina Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in 3rd and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in 3rd and manageable. They've got a chance at a 1st down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The Saints on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Breeze to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Preston Brown, there to knock that one away.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the 1st down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the 1st down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the 1st down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues. Breeze is looking to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defense.
I let my birds come in. Sounds like I see you sitting there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This.
You have a big decision to make about one of your players.
Girl, Brett. She go to battle. LED logo the tag. I go in back of the. They all from that. My diamonds, they all look at this.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all your points, as a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.